bit about some of our accomplishments, some of the challenges, and what we've done over the last year, what we still have before us, and what we think are going to be some of our challenges as we face the next year, the next budget process. On December 16th, 2015, the City Fernley Council established the following priorities for the fiscal year 16-17. For those who don't know, we began in July and we end at the end of June. That's our fiscal year. These are the priorities that were set out by the council. Prior to my getting on here, staff used to just come in and tell us this is the budget and this is where we went. One of the things that Mrs. Hooper changed was she came to the council, what are your priorities? And then what is our budget? And we had to figure that out. So these are the priorities, and I think they're fairly well laid out. The city is working on implementing the ViewWorks, which is our computer program to manage our city's assets and establish a long-range plan for maintenance and replacement. Whether it's the fleet, whether it's playground equipment, it doesn't matter. We need to put this in, and that's one of the things we're working hard to do for all of our funds. And as you know, we have a general account fund, we have a sewer fund, and a water fund. In addition, we're looking at road maintenance and repair. Several years ago, we've got a pavement management plan. We had an outside agency come in, look at all of our roads, and look at it not from how bad it is in front of your house, but how bad it is collectively, all the roads. And we put priorities on them. Some of them we can fix. Those that we can make a difference, we begin the process to do that, to fix potholes and slurry seal. In addition, we have a Parks Master Plan that's in the process of moving forward. They met on the 26th of January. They'll be bringing things up to us. And I encourage you to participate in that. There are several projects that have been completed this year with the Parks crew, and we'll go over those later. Stormwater infrastructure is an issue for us. As you know, we just had a flood, so we had water flood almost into the homes. So we've had some pretty good water this year, thank God. We're out of the drought for a little while. So we're going to come before the ordinance. The depot is another thing that we're working on. The council will put as a priority, has been for the last 2 years. We were awarded a grant from the CDBG for the design, engineering, and environmental phase 1 for the process. In addition, the city has submitted for the grant application for phase 2 from the city manager's office, and we're looking at phase 3, which is the amenity building. So we're looking to replace the roof or work on the roof and do painting in the near future. One of the other items we asked for was our Parks Department has no offices. They have no parks. We lost that when we lost the Diamond F project. So we're looking at a metal building, but unfortunately there is just no funding. Again, Mission and Truckway N is another road we know we need to work, but again, we couldn't take any action because of funding, but it is put in our capital improvement plan that we will look at a later date. Road maintenance projects are important for us. Our slurry seal and crack seals allow our roads to last longer. Staff is moving forward with fiscal year 16-17 seal plan. The roads will be selected, again, using the pavement management plan criteria. Comprehensive weed abatement project and plan is in place. We work hand in hand with the fire district, who has the same issues we do. Again, code enforcement is always a tough thing, and it's hard to do with limited staff. But the council directed that we would look at alternative ways. One of the things that we're looking at is using the animal control officer to do weed abatement. So dual hats. We'll find that many of the employees here wear multiple hats. Depending on, within 5 minutes, they can change from one to another, trust me. So we're working on that. This year, the High Desert Little League project, they provided 2 school boards that were purchased by the league, and we installed them at the out-of-town park. A key system for lighting was installed at the out-of-town park. Security cameras were placed in the park. And our fleet manager, again, another person wearing multiple hats, built a big metal door for the concession stand to help secure the building from break-ins that we were having. Our water fund, again, one of the issues we've had recently, and we're working with the fire district, is fire hydrants and valve exercising and flow testing. Operating flow tests were done by additional staff. We hired temporaries to help us throughout the summer, to help us get this going, and it's an ongoing annual process. Asset management, again, ViewWorks, we're looking at what we need to do. We just completed our water and sewer rate study, so we hopefully got everything in play for the next 5 years. Water rights and water management is always an issue in Nevada. Making sure we have water so that when you turn a tap on, it's there. That's a big thing for us, and it takes a lot of our effort and time from staff. We've had, in the last year, we've also included more frequent public reporting and access to the surface water. Our staff is providing now a quarterly report update to the City Council. You're always encouraged to come and listen. Water priorities are established by the Council. To prioritize the need to develop a structure is one of our biggest things right now, to deliver the surface water out of the Truckee Canal to a water treatment plant. We believe that we can, with minimal modifications, be able to use surface water, which in turn will allow us to grow. In addition, the state engineer, we're working with him for an aquifer storage recovery system, which allows us to recharge our aquifer. We're using groundwater currently. One of the things that we've done since I've been here in 6 years, we finally brought billing back in-house. We do our billing. So if there's a mistake, it's on us, not a contractor, not anybody else. And we've worked hard and diligently to do that. Meters is another issue we had when I got here. We had a bunch of meters that weren't reading, and we weren't charging people the right amount. We've managed to replace and continue to work with that. We've worked with some of our builders. Rather than having 1 meter per house, we now have 1 meter per 2 homes, which means we save money by batteries. The batteries last about 10 years. That's $100 a pop. Now I only have to replace 1 per every 2 homes. That's a good deal for us. These are things the city's implemented to try to save money. Permit compliance. The city's is on schedule to complete a requirement for our wastewater treatment plant. The city received a $500,000 principal forgiveness loan from the state revolving fund and is working on replacing the pond liner. As you know, the sewer plant is located on the far east end of town. It's about 30 years old. It needs to be updated. We had a problem. Our staff went out, worked with the state, and got a revolving loan at a really good rate. Even our bond consultant said that was a great rate for us. In addition, we got a grant. So we are moving. We did hear you. We understand what happened 8, 10 years ago, and we're working hard to correct those problems. Asset management and funding plan, again, sewer rate was completed, and we have addressed our additional funding for the next 5 years. The city is again working on a few works to manage our resources, the sewer department. Another thing that we're doing is we're looking at and we're waiting on a proposal for a consultant regarding our sewer model. As we start to build, we need to make sure that our sewer system will handle adequately what we have. In addition, some of the things that we've accomplished over the last year, they include completion of a new strategic plan, communication plan. We're in the process of working with the university, a water and sewer rate study that everybody is aware of, painfully, I might add, but we've done it. A park master plan that we're currently underway, and we expect to have completed by April. Work has begun to work has begun on a redevelopment planning study, and the city has saved $9.6 million in interest over the life of the water and sewer bonds. We refinanced in the last year, and we're just in the process of finishing the last of the refinancing. We saved $9.6 million over a 30-year bond. That's pretty good, if you ask me. This is our core values, and I believe there's a copy for all of you that want one. It should have been passed around. We'll talk a little bit about those. Our strategic plan was done in conjunction with participation from many members of the community. It was done in this room, businesses, partnering agencies, the council, and staff. This plan was to help establish a roadmap for where the city wants to go in the future. The goals are to be tied into our budget process. This is when we do something, we go back to our strategic plan. Is this what we want to do? Is this our mission? Is this our vision? Is this our organizational goals? And we make sure that those are tied in. When we get a staff report, they have to tie into those when we make a decision, so it's important for us. And I want to thank the public who came out. We had 4 or 5 meetings for helping us to do that. Additionally, UNR is in the process of completing the city's communication plan. It's always tough for local governments, for any government really, to talk to the public. So we're working on The city has begun work on the Parks Master Plan. The city's hired a design workshop out of State Line, Nevada to assist with the development of that plan. That plan is currently underway. The Parks Master Plan will help the city assess and prioritize the necessary improvements and propose projects for the city's recreational assets. And those assets include the following: 15 parks, 5 open spaces, approximately 32 acres of turf, and 37 acres of open space, and we do that with 3 people and a limited budget. The county has 3 or 4 people, and they do 100 acres. So we have a good chunk of parks, and we have stuff in the plan. So I want to thank the parks people for all the hard work they do. We have a redevelopment planning study in place. We're looking at, and it's just begun, the city is in the process of beginning that redevelopment planning study, which will review several areas throughout the city, including the historical downtown, which is the purple on the map, the industrial area, which is yellow, our residential area, which is gray, and our west and east development areas are located on that. That will be coming forward in the spring. I encourage you to come and listen to that and see how that goes for us. Participate in that. The new rate structure was approved on November 2016 to be effective January 1, 2017. In an effort to address the aging infrastructure and other funding challenges, the city is currently in the process of completing a business impact statement for the increased commercial business later this year. The city has completed several projects on its to-do list over the course of the last several years. Several roads improvement and maintenance projects have been completed and are ongoing. Again, a pavement management program that was approved by the council has been implemented, and programs shape the way the city priorities future roadways and projects. A second phase of the Newlands Drive crack repair project was completed in 2016. We'll go back to it again in 2017. As long as we can, until we can replace that road, we'll continue to maintain it as best we can. This is important. We did 7.17 miles of road where paved road was slurry sealed to help protect it. That's pretty incredible in 1 year for us to do that. We maintained 95 miles of paved road. We have a 4-member team that works in our road maintenance. They also do our storm drains and do a pretty good job, if you ask me. Hardy Lane was a roadway construction project that's in the progress, has been since before I got here, and I hope will be done when I leave. It's expected to begin construction in September, and this is recently noted in an article that was published January the 27th in the Leader Courier. We are moving forward. We've got staff dedicated to it, we've got the funding, and we're moving forward with it. The City Engineering Department has completed the Farm District Extension Lift Station reconstruction, which is important for us. In addition, the Donner Lift Station and Force Main design has been done. It was completed in 2016. The contract was awarded in 2016. We hope to begin construction and complete it in 2017. The Pipe Bridge rehabilitation design phase has been done, and we estimate spring of 2017 will be completed. The east wastewater treatment ponds that I spoke of earlier, the improvement phase has been done, and we began work in spring of 2017 to have it done. The northeast tank needs to be recorded. That's over by the truck end up here. We've put that off year in and year out. You either do it now or you pay a lot more later. We've managed to do that, and will be completed this spring, 2017. Zone 6 has been in the works for the last several years, and we're in phase 2 completion. Zone 6 is one of the oldest sewer areas in the community. It is next to the railroad tracks across from the wigwam, and it needs to be updated. We started out, I recall, at about $400,000. We're now close to $1 million worth of work that needs to be done. So we're moving forward with that. In addition, the Farm District Road multi-use path is phase 2 is in progress. So we're working with our partners in NDOT. We're working hard with our contractors to help us move forward. 17 should be a good year for us. The city has exceptional and talented park staff. They've done a lot of work at the out-of-town park, and I hope all of you have seen that, especially on where the soccer fields are. We have some of the other accomplishments we have done. We worked on a depot. The city council agreed that a vision of the historical depot, and staff is actively moving forward with that vision. We would like to turn a portion of the building into a museum, and we'd like to reach out for partnership and make the building a functional and usable space for everybody. We want to bring that open to the public. We were awarded, again, as I said, a $60,000 CDBG grant for the first phase. We're moving forward with the others. This will allow us to engineer and design for sewer and water. We have none at that place now, and that's what we need. And this will help us achieve our vision in opening up this point. The city partnered with the Fernley Chamber to offer and plan to offer the first Citizens Leadership Academy. This free opportunity allows citizens to learn about our city's government structure and meet elected officials and city staff. Each city department will present over a 6-week period. It's not mine. It's $1. Leave it beside. Isn't that what the Rotary does? It's $1? Yeah, okay, just checking. Because I made that mistake. You don't do that twice. All right, the program provides information about each city department and their operations, along with the programs and services provided by the city. The academy kicked off several weeks ago. We had about 45 attendees. I understand we are scheduling additional ones in the future. If you didn't come, you're encouraged to come. It's this Thursday night, and we have 2 more after that. Is that correct? 3 more. You're encouraged to come, even if you get to the tail end, but at least you'll learn a little bit about each of the different departments. Some of the other things that we managed to do this year again, we successfully had an annual spectacular event on Halloween, which is a great deal of fun for everybody that participated. A lot of planning and hard work went into this annual event. City staff and volunteers helped pass out candy and provided a safe trick-or-treat environment for approximately 2,500 attendees, including many local families. I want to thank the businesses that participated. I know some of you are here, raise your hands. There were some of you that came and handed out candy, and the fire department always is part of our community, so thank you for helping us make this a success, where people can come and know they're going to be safe and have fun. In December, the city once again partnered with the Chamber of Commerce for an annual hometown Christmas parade. We again opened the depot and allowed people to come and visit with Santa, and we lit the Christmas tree, and the Chamber got to put their big tree up this year, and appreciate that. Unfortunately, the city had to take their little old tree that died down, and we got a new one. In a few years, it'll be big. The city clerk's office has accomplished some pretty good stuff this year. They've updated the business license policies and regulations and fees. A business impact study was performed. The clerk's office presented the findings through a business impact statement to the council. As a result of that, there were updates made in the Fernley Municipal Code, Chapter 3, Title 3, Chapter 3, the business license regulations, and we added specialty license sections was on top of that. For the first time since incorporation, the commercial license fees were increased and are now based on gross revenues for businesses. The additional revenue earned will be added to the city general fund and have been earmarked by the council, I will make that quite clear, for maintenance and improvements to streets and parks. The clerk's office worked closely with the realtors and other businesses to find out exactly how we would impact you, and I think that's important, that you be aware of that. The clerk's office has also tried to streamline the licensing process and they have developed a business license guide to assist the public in obtaining licenses. As we move into 2017, the city will be reviewing additional license functions of the city, including franchise fees and liquor licenses. At this time, I would like to thank everybody that ran in the last election. We did have a change in the current seat on Ward 5. Councilman Owers did not run. I want to thank him for his 9+ years of service to this community. The winner was Councilwoman Fran McKay. She was elected on Ward 5 and again served a term on December the 7th, 2016. Councilwoman McKay Moved to Northern Nevada area in 1995, started working in Fernley in 1998, and moved to Fernley in 2003. Ms. McKay is a member of the Rotary Club, Fernley Builders Association, and served for 4 years as a past member of the Fernley Planning Commission. In addition, she is very active in her church. Our current council members include Sherry Whalen, who is from Ward 1, Dan McCassie from Ward 2, Stan Lau from Ward 3, and Sue Siddell from Ward 4. Without those 5 council members and this staff, trust me, nothing will get done. I want to thank all of them for their hard work. The city is fully staffed with an exceptional group of professionals. Our city development team has proved to be successful in streamlining development and facilitating the development process for potential developers. This team includes the city manager, public works director, senior planner, city engineer, building officials, and water right manager. They are currently working on development procedures. They have implemented a system to meet with developers prior to submission of application and are coordinating efforts with the permit process. This has been a successful approach, and there seems to be a positive response. When necessary, we ask for the fire chief to attend, because there are a lot of fire issues that need to be addressed, as well as the sheriff, if there's legal issues as far as law enforcement. It's not just the city. Whatever we think is necessary to get somebody built and up and run, that's what we include in our meetings. Economic development contact point for the city is the city manager and the mayor, and is coordinated with EDON, the Economic Development Authority of Western Nevada, NNDA, which is out of Reno, and NNDA, which is the Northern Nevada Development Authority, out of Carson, and GOAD, which is the Governor's Office of Economic Development. They go through the city manager, who works with the development team to ensure developers are obtaining information needed through the permit process. And I will tell you, you get some rather strange requests. We had one, where do I get rid of 300 to 500 pounds, or 3 to 5, what was it, 300 to 500 tons, or pounds of weight, tons, yeah, of waste metal. I've got a developer one. They will ask you all kinds of questions. And developers really have a tough time, especially when they come from outside of the Nevada and the West. They don't understand the concept of water. You have to bring water to the table to build a building. You get asked a lot of questions. And so you have to find those answers. You just can't tell them, I don't know. And so our development team works really hard to do that, and I applaud them. 80 permits have been processed. 80 permits had been processed in 2016 for single-family dwellings. I mean, we built 80 homes. Miller Crossing, Autumn Winds, Donner Trails, and Silverwood, to name a few. This is the part that I really like, is as of January the 2nd of this year, during the council meeting, the building official assured us that he had 42 sets of plans waiting for approval for single-family dwellings to begin in 2017. And I asked him about 2 weeks later, I hope they're all done. He said, oh, I've got all 42 of them done. As of today, there were 46 plans. All they need to do is pull a permit. The plans are approved. And here we are, February the 1st. That's good news. He anticipates that we will double our housing in this next year to 160. So let's talk about some of the accomplishment and growth. We had 2 very large commercial projects that were completed last year. The first was a new dealership from Fernley Dodge that opened up. They were under a time schedule. We met that time schedule. The fire department cooperated, the building department. We did everything we could to get them up and open, as you know. In addition to CUNIC, which is a company actually in North America, which is actually owned by an international company, managed to build a building in a little over 6 months, which is unheard of. During the opening, the CEO was from Belgium, was present, and he made the comment that I swore you could never do it. And the CEO from America said, well, not only did we do it, but we got it done, and we got it under budget. And so, both of these projects have created new jobs for our residents, manufacturing and sales, in excess of 80 jobs. The CUNIC was the first new industrial building in that site, probably well over 8 years. So we're starting to see daylight at the end of the tunnel. So let's talk about some of the challenges and currently what we're facing. Again, the city is facing challenges in the following items. aging infrastructure, stormwater enterprise that we need to get a hold of. Wastewater treatment plant we're working on, treatment of surface water is going to be vital for us in the next few years. Park vandalism. Our advisory question was voted down, and we need to look at a comprehensive revenue plan. Sewer and water rate increases were done. We realized they were difficult, but they were completed, and communications with our residents is of vital importance for us. Again, growth and development bring challenges